As you guys have probably noticed, Gabbie Hanna has been trending on Twitter for the past 24 hours under entertainment. As you guys have also probably noticed, the reason Gabbie is trending is far from entertaining. It's scary, and a lot of people are really concerned for her. During these past few days, Gabbie has posted over 100 TikToks back to back. You can see me scrolling down her TikTok page here, and it's a lot. She was posting a new video every minute, and with every post, it became clear that this wasn't an act. Gabbie was talking about religion and how she was the second coming of Jesus. All her videos were heavily based on religion, which really took people by surprise because Gabbie has never really been known to be a super religious person. At first, a lot of comments accused her of acting out as a way to promote an upcoming album. But Gabbie doesn't have any upcoming albums. We've seen Gabbie act out on TikTok before, but this was so much different. People caught on pretty quickly that something was seriously wrong, and they were urging her to contact someone she trusted, her family, friends, anyone close to her, to make sure she was safe. It was being speculated that Gabbie might have been experiencing a manic episode. Someone in the comments said, "It's actually really common for people to have deep spiritual awakenings or even believing they are God before, during, after manic depressive episodes." Now, I want to make it clear, I'm not a doctor, and I'm sure a lot of the people in the comments aren't doctors either, but I think it's so important to know and recognize the signs of things like this. Luckily, there were a lot of people in the comments who did recognize the signs and tried to find her the appropriate help. Nothing Gabbie was saying really made much sense, and the rate in which she was posting was really concerning. At one point, Gabbie says that she was given one day in heaven.
"I teleported to heaven, threw a temper tantrum, came back down here to save your souls."
She explained that she went outside and started to scream her lungs out about how we can save the world.
The screaming that I was doing in my backyard last night was me screaming encouragement to you because I got to create hell. And the hell that I created for you guys, no really, believe me if you want, was I got to open your eyes and ears to whatever I wanted.
People finally felt a little bit of relief when Gabbie said the cops ended up knocking on her door for a wellness check and a noise complaint from her neighbors. It sounds like people online were calling for a wellness check, and the neighbors were probably the ones who heard her screaming in her backyard and made a complaint.
The cops just came to my door because they got a call saying that I was gonna myself or somebody else, and then they asked me about some screaming in the backyard, which I'm assuming means I got some type of report from the neighborhood.
Now, I'm not totally sure how it works in LA, but I saw a lot of people saying that it takes a lot for the police to actually do something. Gabbie said all the cops did was give her a card and say she wasn't a threat to herself or others.
Did not meet the criteria for hold. Will contact PR with update.
Despite the noise complaint and the wellness check, Gabbie didn't stop. She kept talking about demons and spirits, and she was writing on her mirrors with what looked like to be lipstick, and she continued on talking about Jesus and the Bible. Although there were some comments from people trying to egg her on, and they were clearly seeing this as some sort of sick entertainment, most of the comments came from a place of genuine concern. So many people were trying to get in contact with her family, people were asking her to turn off her phone and try and get some rest, and I saw a lot of comments actually educating others on psychosis and what Gabbie may be going through. One person said, "The Gabbie Hanna thing is making me realize how many of y'all have zero understanding of mental health beyond depression and anxiety, if even that. If she wanted to get help, she would get it. During a psychotic episode or hallucinations, you don't think anything is wrong and often refuse. The way y'all are responding to Gabbie Hanna proves that your support of mental health ends at depression and anxiety." The next morning when Gabbie woke up, she went right back to posting, and this is where things get extremely dangerous. Gabbie posted a video where she calls out to someone named Nicholas, and all of a sudden, there was this complete stranger in her home.
A friend just texted me and I told him that I was gonna go on a run for a guy who showed up at my house and was just feeling a little lost, asked to use the bathroom, and now we're gonna go for a run together. He asked to pray with me. It was really nice. And his text was, "Gab, listen to me now. Get that man out of your house." How do you feel about that?
That's rude.
Obviously, everyone in the comments was completely freaking out, telling her to kick him out and get rid of him. Like, this was a complete stranger. Clearly, Gabbie isn't in the right headspace, and then all of a sudden, there's this guy that no one knows in her house feeding into whatever she was going through. Gabbie started posting all these videos with him dancing and even sharing water with a stranger.
Wanna laugh your ass off? This is a stranger. Do what you just did.
I'll share my water with you.
Literally, bots.
Now, this guy actually has his own TikTok, and on his way to Gabbie's house, he was live streaming saying he was going to go help her, and he was recording the outside of her home. The next video he posted, he said he was in her house and he started filming and recording the inside of her place.
Just chillin' with Gabbie Hanna.
All of the comments were calling him out, saying he wasn't there with good intentions and just how creepy and wrong it was. This is so invasive. There is something very, very wrong with this. Man, no way. This is so out of pocket and wrong. And it's true. He was obviously just bragging about the fact that he was in her house and had no real plan on how to help her. When people said they wanted someone to go help her, they weren't talking about some complete stranger who found her address on the internet. They meant her family, her friends, mental health professionals, the police even. Not someone who's gonna record her personal space for followers on TikTok. And that's exactly what this guy had planned. He started off with no followers, and now he's at nearly 40,000. I guess Gabbie decided to read her comments because she realized he was lying about who he was, and she kicked him out.
By the way, Nick,
Yes.
I know you know who I am. Come on. Why did you lie to me this whole time? Why did you lie to me? That's for my acne, you dumb. Get the fuck out of my house. Now. Now. Now!
I'm sorry, but this was just so wrong of him. Not only is this extremely dangerous for Gabbie, but even if he did have the right intentions, it's still dangerous for him. Gabbie is clearly not herself, and he's not trained to deal with someone in her state. This could have ended so much worse than it did, and I can't believe someone would even have the audacity to enter someone's house that they don't even know. If you guys know anything about Gabbie, you would know how much she values her privacy. Last year, when she thought someone was outside of her home, she went out and spent thousands on a home security system. When Gabbie's healing and resting from this, she's gonna have to look back and know that a complete stranger was in her home taking videos, and the scary thing is, she might not even fully remember. Nicholas ended up posting a video of how he entered Gabbie's house to somehow try and make him seem like this hero, but it just made his situation even worse. He entered her house pretending to be some lost person who just wanted to use the bathroom. This just shows you what kind of state of mind Gabbie was in. To let a complete stranger in her home and use the bathroom, this Nicholas person completely took advantage of someone who was in a really fragile state, and hopefully he learns from this because there's so much wrong here. Gabbie then posted a TikTok of her crying and captioned it, "Someone just broke into my house. Please, please just pray for me, just in case." At this point, people didn't know if Gabbie was just catching up to the fact that she let a complete stranger into her home, or if the police and EMS were trying to enter. A lot of people had called the police when Nicholas entered her house, and TMZ later reported that she did in fact have a wellness check. They wrote, "LAPD sources tell us the disturbing videos led to an influx of calls from people worried about Gabbie's well-being and asking for officers to go check on her. We're told Gabbie greeted the officers at the door and chatted with them for a few minutes before officers called for a psychological evaluation team. Our sources say medical professionals had a long chat with Gabbie and determined that she didn't pose a threat to herself or anyone else, so they allowed her to remain in her home. We're told Gabbie was also given resources for the next time she may become upset." Unfortunately, it doesn't end there. After nearly 24 hours of not posting, Gabbie started to post again, and it was clear nothing had changed. Her first video back said, "Yesterday a man came to my door asking for my restroom. I was on the phone with my hometown girlie, so I let him in. I had him say his name out loud and pointed out it was so lucky my friend got to join us in prayer on the phone. I offered him some coffee. He didn't drink any. He must have realized that he'd be leaving behind DNA. Luckily, he still left me his fingerprints, his face, and his name. I was then cuffed and detained by 5 officers who busted into my house through the back door because I exercise my free speech and religion. Then they sent 2 psych evaluation specialists who almost dragged me off to a hospital, but lucky I'm smart, educated, kind, and brave. If he was going to attack me, thank you, my God, for giving me the honor of taking that. My faith in you, my Lord, is why I will always show kindness to a stranger because God saves. No matter what, even if I die. Hashtag save the world or die trying. I keep trying to tell y'all, believe me or don't." She kept on posting about religion and God and also responded to someone who said Nick, the guy who came into her home, also needed a wellness check.
We need a wellness check on the man who lied and forced his way in to a woman's home by coercion in attempt to give her harm.
So yeah, guys, obviously a really upsetting situation for everyone involved. For Gabbie because she's the one going through it, and the people watching it, pretty much feeling helpless through a screen. It's sad that 1, clearly the police aren't trained on mental health and the signs to look for, and 2, that the mental health professionals who were supposedly called also couldn't really do anything. Like I said earlier, a lot of people say it's super difficult for anyone to be able to do anything if the person isn't willing to go with them and get the help. All we can do is hope Gabbie does end up getting help and takes her time to heal away from the internet for a while. You don't have to be a fan of Gabbie or like her actions to know that she doesn't deserve what she's going through and she deserves a peaceful mind. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below. Be kind, and I'll see you next time.